Hi, I'm Brian Barrows with Barrows Trussell Advisors. Welcome to your Q2 2025 market update. Today we're going to break down what happened in the markets this past quarter, how diversified portfolios held up, and what we're watching as we head into the second half of the year. Let's get started. The second quarter of 2025 had no shortage of headlines. Markets opened strong, but by April, volatility surged on the back of renewed tariff tensions. The S&P 500 fell nearly 19% from its February high before staging a sharp rebound in late April. By June, the S&P 500 had not only recovered, it reached a new all-time high. Bonds also posted positive returns, and a traditional 60-40 portfolio fully recovered its early spring losses by the end of the quarter. Let's review how major asset classes performed in Q2. U.S. large cap stocks were up 10.9%, international developed equities gained 12%, emerging markets were the standout, returning 15.3%. On the fixed income side, bonds were up just over 1%, and both infrastructure and global real estate continued to deliver solid results. Staying invested matters. Volatility made headlines this quarter, but staying invested paid off or paid dividends. On April 9th, we saw a 9.5% one-day gain in the S&P 500, the largest since 2008. History shows some of the biggest market upswings come right after the biggest declines. Trying to time the market often means missing those recovery days and potentially losing out on long-term gains. We also saw a rotation in market leadership. In Q1, defensive sectors outperformed. In Q2, growth, tech, and small caps led the charge. And here's an interesting twist. Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft have now entered the S&P 500 Value Index. It's a reminder that labels like growth or value don't always tell you the full story. Diversification is working. Global diversification helped this quarter. International stocks, especially in Europe and Asia, outperformed U.S. equities year to date. A weaker U.S. dollar helped boost returns in foreign assets, and despite the strong quarter, valuations overseas remain relatively attractive. Let's look ahead. So, what are we watching in the second half of 2025? U.S. recession odds have come down, now around 30%, but still worth monitoring. Inflation is easing, but future readings will depend on tariff outcomes. The Fed remains data-driven, and rate cuts are still a possibility this year. We continue to favor diversified portfolios with exposure to non-U.S. equities, infrastructure, and high-quality bonds. So what does this mean for you? Keep your focus on the long term. Stick to our plan. Diversification is our friend, and don't let short-term noise shake the strategy. If you have any questions about your portfolio or your goals, we're always here to help. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next quarter.
The BSG Wealth Podcast is hosted by Brian Barrows. The Barrows Sollenberger Group and Barrows Trussell Advisors does not offer or intend to offer personalized financial advice through the BSG Wealth Podcast. The information provided is for informational purposes only and does not constitute tax, accounting, investing, legal, or financial advice. The podcast is produced by Brian Barrows, a financial advisor with Barrows Trussell Advisors. Securities are offered through Avantax Investment Services member FINRA SIPC.